Hello and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. Welcome to Zweihander Wednesdays. Here with the Broken Crown cast and crew. I apologize for my lack of wig today, but I got swept away in a chorus of chaos and my wig is not dry. So, here I am with my regular hair, but I am wearing Kit's golden knit and I'm feeling very ready to go. We have added something to our display today. Down the side, you will see, well, this side, there we go. Down the side, you will see our fortune tokens. This is a resource that players have within Zweihander where they can get a reroll, they can buff their damage, all sorts of fun things. And when we spend these, they become misfortune tokens, and you will see them flip to the red sword. This means that Susie gets to use them, and she can use them for the exact same things we have, only she can give them to her NPCs, aka usually our enemies. And when they are then spent, they will disappear. So keep an eye on those. That's what that new feature is about. Shout out, of course, to our sponsors Zweihander and their new release, Mangosh, which is an incredible new release, bringing the total number of playable classes up to like 186 or something insane. They introduce vehicle combat, so if you want a fast and furious siege vehicle race, check that out. And there's a whole host of new demonic magic themed things. Please do check that out. Before we get into the rest of our sponsors and the rest of today, I want to go around, say hi to everyone, see how they are doing this fine hump day. How are you doing, Mac?
Hi, I'm a little sick. I know Susie mentioned it during the tunnel, but I'm a little sick today. But I am excited to be here. I'm excited to see what dear old Paec Falk got herself into, because, oh boy.
Yeah, woo boy is a good summary for all of last session. But pulling all the punches and smashing all the faces, the wonderful Jess with Carter. How are you, friend?
Not bad. I could have punched more faces last time. Still upset about all my bad rolls. But Kato's ready to get back at it today and figure out what the heck is going on. Paec?
And also, probably with questions for Paec, Shauna, who plays Cecily. How are you doing, friend?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to see what everyone's reaction when we finally figure out what Paec's job is at this point, because right now, who knows? Who knows?
Who knows? I tell you who does know. Susanna Grace does. How are you doing, friend?
I'm doing good, Charlie. I'm doing real good. I'm excited for consequences to hit. What could that mean? I don't know.
So, before we head into our summary today, I'm going to hand over to Past Me very shortly to tell you all about our wonderful sponsors. I do want to just thank the cast for coming and playing, and all of you for being here on this Wednesday. There's a lot going on in the world, and, you know, it's tough to make time to watch RPGs. And if you are watching on YouTube, thank you so much. Please do give us a little cheeky like if you can, and hit that follow button because it's free. We are only 120 odd people away from 20,000 followers on YouTube. And when we hit that number, Will and I are going to come up with something special to celebrate. So if you don't follow us already, please think about it and hit that button. We upload nearly every day of the week one of our fantastic shows, and we'd love to have you check it out. If you're watching on YouTube, you can also catch us live. We are here on at 4 p.m. Eastern, I should say, on Wednesdays playing this game. So, what was I doing? That's right, I was doing the sponsor trailer. Let's go and hear about them. Before we begin today's show, I would like to take some time to remind you about our sponsors. Fantasy Grounds, a virtual tabletop of choice. All of the beautiful maps and rolls you see tonight are done using Fantasy Grounds, which you can try for free at fantasygrounds.com. You can also get all of your miniatures from Wayland Games. Go to waylandgames.co.uk and get yourself a huge range of D&D, Warhammer and 40k minis for up to 20% off regular retail price. And Tabletop Loot, who sell incredible dice. Go and check them out at tabletoploot.com. I just remembered I was muted. So, frantic waving to welcome you back. And I think without any further ado, I will hand over to our wonderful Games Master today to take us into the world of the Broken Crown.
I think though first we have a little poll that we want to do just to get those decisions going in chat. So, as you may be aware, there was quite the kerfuffle last week. There was quite the ruckus, little rumple, little fisticuffs, little 1-2 that happened in Carter's lovely store. I'd like to think that might have made a particular impression on someone here, and that someone in their next encounter might have a little bit more fervor in their punch. So, I would like you there, you beautiful Chaos Chorus in chat, to decide which one of our lovely players gets an extra Fury dice the next time they have a combat. Now, if you're unaware, a Fury dice is how you roll your damage in an encounter. So Fury die are super cool, and if you get a 6, they explode. So having 2 of them, rolling 2, will be very, very useful in a combat. So hit exclamation mark, vote, space, and then a number for your favorite. So 0 for Kit, 1 for Paec, 2 for Carter, 3 for Cecily. And choose wisely. No, don't give it to Charlie. Oh, look at that face. Oh. Hey, look. We gotta let the people choose themselves. We can't sway them.
We shall hear the people sing about this fine topic, I am sure. So reminder, it's exclamation mark, vote, and then space, and then the number of your choice. That should run for a little while. We do have a minor correction to make. Last week at the end, we did a corruption roll to decide if we were going to gain any extra order or corruption. We revisited the rules after the show and realized we had made a mistake. Instead of rolling and seeing if we had a 6, like the way Fury dice and things like that work, what we are in fact meant to do is be tabulating a number throughout the game, which reflects how corrupt we feel we've been. And then the DM rolls a d10. If our number is below the d10, we gain order. If our number is above that d10, we gain corruption. So I do want you all to know that we do know we messed up a tiny bit on that rule, but we will be doing it correctly moving forwards. I'm being told the poll is already closed.
Oh no!
Let me go and see if this is true.
And the winner is...
Changing my... Let's find out who that winner is. Let's go and have a look. It doesn't tell me who the winner is. The winner, according to me, is Carter, who gains an extra Fury dice today.
Thank you, chat. I needed it.
I feel like narratively that works super well too, because Carter's super scary, so her punches should be super scary.
Agreed.
We also wrecked her shop.
Also did wreck her shop, and she did get shot. I feel like we forgot that Carter got shot, but she got shot. She got shot by Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
No, she got shot by Boris. Like, why did I name them both B names? Why did I do this to myself?
I didn't even know the other one was called Bruce until just now.
Yeah, I didn't even know we had a name for the other one. It was Boris and the other one.
Yeah.
Bruce the Shattered Arm? Is that that guy?
That is Bruce. I don't think I actually ever said his name, but he was written down as Bruce in my notes. So there you go. That's great GM-manship from me. Anyway, shall we do a little summary last week and find out where we are this week? Okay, last week, everybody woke up in their respective places, their respective abodes. Some of them had slightly rougher mornings than others. Some of them had perfectly normal mornings, like Sister Eden, who woke up, did her prayers and chores, and headed out to the local community soup kitchen to do her part for the people of the capital. Kit woke up with a real bad hangover, a real bad just sadness all over, and headed out to see her good friend Carter to find a little bit of relief in the morning. Carter awoke nice and early to continue some research, which is definitely not poison, and brew up a huge bunch of hangover cures, as she knew they would be in big supply the day after the festival. Cecily hungoverly stumbled out of her bed and was intercepted by the gymnast who had lifted her up and away from the entertainment district the night before and was sent out to go buy a group of hangover cures for her and her friends to recover. And Paec had a real rough morning as she contemplated the magnitude of the task ahead of her and the job that she had to do for Carter. So they all made their way, one by one, eventually to Carter's store, where they all had little meet cutes, and there was a lot of puke alley business going on. Sister Eden was very helpful and nice and polite, and after a grip of basil, because that's what we're calling it now. Apparently that's what we're calling it. And after some general sort of temporary infirmary and seats and drunken head press against walledness, Paec came into the store and had a little quiet conversation with Carter. As Paec had wrapped up her business and was getting ready to leave, the door was blocked by two big burly boys who spoke to Paec, telling her that she had what they wanted and they weren't going to leave until she gave what they wanted. Paec, obviously being Paec and in the business she's in, was like, nah, go away. I'm going to go outside so we don't wreck this shop. The boys, however, were less than cooperative and were determined to have a bit of a fight. A bit of a fight ensued. Much of the shop was destroyed. Guns were shot. Boys were stabbed. Chokes were held. I think chairs were thrown. I think Cecily gave someone the chair like it was WWE. We're big on a wrestling theme at the minute. And eventually the boys were defeated after Paec had been knocked unconscious, and Bruce, with his shattered arm, was also knocked unconscious as he attempted to flee, and Kit spun around and brought the pommel of her sai into his temple and knocked him out cold. Boris, the larger of the two boys, picked up the smaller Bruce and hightailed it out of there as Sister Eden was in the streets crying, looking for help. We return to our scene. It was definitely Carter's favorite chair that you destroyed. We return to our scene in the immediate aftermath of this battle. The front door is open. The street has completely cleared of people. Paec is still a crumpled mess on the ground where she was dropped. Carter, you are stirred around the ruins of potions and ointments in your favorite chair as Cecily wobbles, a short sword in hand, and you, Carter, get the warm feeling of a bullet wound in your chest.
Well, first things first, I want to know why the heck those guys were here. And Kata's gonna dig through Paec's pockets before she even tries to deal with her own wound.
Okay, so I have a question for you, Mac.
Yes, hi.
Is Paec still wearing the ring on the string around her neck?
Yeah, but it's tucked underneath like several layers of clothes.
It's in her underoos.
Yes.
Okay, so I would like, let's have a look. What skill could be used for this? I would say a scrutinize check from you, Carter, as you pick over. This will be like an easy check, so you had 20% to your roll, because Paec's unconscious. She's not fighting you.
And then I also have 2 check marks, so does that add another 20% to it?
It sure does.
Oh no!
Fantasy Grounds isn't working for me.
Okay, do you have any real dice with you? I trust you not to fib about your results.
just have a dice roller pulled up online,
Alright.
and I rolled a 58, so I definitely beat it.
Okay, so
I needed like below an 88.
dang. Okay, so Mac, what would Carter find as she digs through Pike's pockets, as well as finding the necklace, obviously?
Let me see. What does Paec actually? Well, you'll find a couple of things. There would be a set of lockpicks. They don't actually have a lot of wear and tear on them, but they're just sort of there just in case. The holy symbol of the god, the moon, in another pocket. Her gun, with like a handful of sort of not well made, but good enough bullets and some gunpowder. Apparently I also have anti-venom on me. I don't know why. I have anti-venom in Folksbane, which I remember is a drug. So those are also on me. And then the ring around my neck.
Alright, Kata finds all of it, because she does eventually also check your pulse.
So Carter, as you pull out the string, you find this beautiful silver signet ring, and you recognize the symbol on it immediately. That is the seal of King Oseron. And then you do eventually feel Paec's pulse. She is alive.
Well, alright. We've got to do something here. Alright. Kit, are you okay?
I believe I will live, Kata. Thank you. What did you find?
Signet ring of King Oseron.
Where would she have such a thing?
We'll only know once she's conscious again, so for now all we can do is set about taking care of our wounds.
I have a solution. And Kit is gonna go to the alchemist's table, where I imagine there's a basin which would have water in for, hand washing and for general mixing. And she's gonna go and get that, and she's gonna just slowly tip it over Pike's head. Not just upends the whole thing, but just very slowly pour. So it starts as a drip and becomes like this deluge.
So you go to waterboard the unconscious woman.
Concussion.
I already have a concussion.
Okay.
Usually if they don't wake up after this, then we have a more serious problem.
Alright, okay. So let's make this a heal test.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Add 10% to it as like a standard sort of heal test.
Unfortunately, I am not actually qualified in the advanced skill that is heal.
Oh dear.
Right!
I think this is just like looking and just saying, but look, has this look like I don't think that's how that works. I
While
guess
she's dumping while she's dumping water on Paec, Kata's going to gather some ointments and things that have not been destroyed. One for the bruising around Kit's neck, and then something to I don't know, some sort of healing tincture for Paec. Maybe something to help like close up her bullet wound.
Could I roll this? Okay, this is a sketchy argument. Could I roll this as a combat test? As I've seen this as a way to wake up people who have been knocked out before on the battlefield and in training and stuff. Because you give them the water and then they wake up. I'm not looking to heal her. I'm just looking to make her conscious. Or intelligent.
Okay, I could see the argument for intelligence.
Okay.
This is really an intelligent thing to do!
I'm more scared. I'm more scared of Kit now.
I mean, this is what you do in the movies, right? Someone's unconscious, you slap them with some water.
I mean,
You don't gently waterboard someone with an entire
I love it. Do it. Roll me that
Alright.
intelligence check.
So for me, this is a 36 base. Are there any modifiers, DM?
Plus 10%, so you gotta get under a 46. What did you get?
100.
Oh no! You killed Paec.
I'm gonna go roll up a new character. Bye.
Okay. So, Kit, you begin to pour this water. There is way more water than you'd expected, and it's sort of you trying to get like that gentle trickle kind of just to wake her up. But as you tip, it just kind of comes out in a whole deluge, and she doesn't wake, but she starts sputtering and coughing and convulsing as her lungs are starting to fill with water.
Well, she is alive.
For
But I think
now.
she's drowning now.
Stop pouring water.
Tilt her to the side, tilt her to the side. I'll like Sissy will kind of just like tilt her so she doesn't like
Put her in the recovery
I did-
position.
recovery position.
Okay, so a question here. Is anybody trained in healing?
No, but I am trained in alchemy, and I feel like an argument can be made for like my alchemical potions as healing tinctures.
Okay, roll me an alchemy
Could you
check.
make like ammonia? Because that's like smelling salts, right? That's
Like
what-
smelling
what else
salts,
you
yeah,
use for
yeah.
waking people up.
So let's see. I need to roll below 69, and I got
Nice.
42.
Nice.
Yes,
Nice.
also nice. Or I guess a 24 because I can flip it to succeed, but it succeeds either way.
I mean, you might as well flip it just for coolness. Because you
Oh,
can.
and also all of my alchemy successes are considered critical successes.
You make the most potent smelling salts you've ever made. You could wake the dead with this shit.
And I might as well be dead at this point.
Oh boy.
Perfect. Yeah, use it to wake Paec up.
Okay, so Paec, you are unconscious. And you are not feeling anything because you're unconscious. But you begin to sort of stir, and there's this horrible smell beneath your nose that just makes your eyes sting, and you wonder for a second if you have cried, and that's why you're so wet. But as you take a breath, it burns, and you cough, and a little bit of water comes out, and your chest aches, your head throbs, and your eyes sort of begin to focus very slowly as you see Carter leaning over you.
Why am I wet?
Better question for you. Why do you have this signet ring?
Ow. Ow.
That is what happens when a thug bops you on the head.
No, I don't think the water was part of that. I'm pretty sure I would remember that.
You fell in a puddle. Now focus. Why did they want you, and what is it that you have that they wanted so badly that they would start a fight in an alchemist shop?
No, I don't know. I tried to leave for a reason.
Yes, because you know what they wanted and you didn't want to be caught.
I've got a lot of people who want a lot of things. That's kind of what I do.
But
And
those two in
Kid's gonna give
particular.
Carter a look like, and you're friends with this?
Yeah, Kata's not okay with this. Even though she knows that you're still injured, she's also very upset about the destruction of her shop. And so, since you're still lying on the ground and recovering, she's just going to grab you by the front of your shirt and lift you so that you are eye to eye with her.
That's so
And
far
say-
up the ground for me.
Yeah, it is. And say, my shop was destroyed. Tell me what's going on.
I don't know, really. I'm trying to figure it out.
Well, why do you have this signet ring?
I don't know. So, part of the trade, you get drops that you don't understand.
I mean, getting something like that doesn't just fall out.
I know! I don't know who or why I got it. I don't even know if it's real. Can you please put me down?
I'll put you down when you start giving me answers I like.
That's all I know. I got this ring last night from someone.
From who? Where?
I don't. If
You
I
know
knew
something. What did they look like?
Yeah, we got attacked, and we attacked those men. We're part of the job technically now. Now they want us.
Yeah, that wasn't part of the plan. I don't. One of my runners picked it up. They were dodgy about who they got it from, so hell's if I know. I was trying to ask around and figure it out before I did anything. I'm not a fool.
Well, why did your runner have it? Was there a message that came with it? Surely it wasn't just a signet ring.
Well, yes, there was a job that came with it. Again, I don't know how much of that job is true. I don't know if this is real. I'd rather it wasn't. You've all heard of the rumors with the King Osran's family, right? Not the known one.
Oh,
The secret
there's
one.
tons. Which one? Oh, that one. And
Yes,
What
that
do you
has
know
to do-
about them?
Apparently there's a kid or something. They want them. I don't know why. I was going to ask.
You have
Who
them?
wants this kid?
I don't know. I don't have the kid on me, no. You think I'd bring a kid into a firefight? No.
I mean,
Someone
obviously you don't
knows.
have the kid on you.
That you have a connection to this child who is in grave danger.
I don't know why they want the kid. I don't know what they want to do with the kid.
Well, I suspect one of two things, either to kill the child or to control them. That is a son of a king.
That's what I figured. I was going to root around, get a little bit more. I'm not a fool. I don't take jobs like this just to do them. Not when
What
there's
exactly was the job, Paec?
get the kid.
Get
That
them
was it.
where?
Hey, hold on. I have to look at my notes because I don't remember the guy. Hold on, one moment.
Susie, Kit, I imagine, is going to take a really close look at this signet ring. Because sometimes, like, jewelry has, like, added significance, like, you know, different signet rings to different days, etc., etc., little secret things about them. So she's going to take a really close look at this, mostly to verify this is a real Osran ring.
Yeah, okay. So being who you are, you've seen the king a lot. This is a style of jewelry that he had adopted quite recently. And definitely looks like maybe even one you've seen him wearing before. It doesn't look like it's brand new. There's definitely, you know, like where rings you can see like they're kind of worn down a little bit.
Reputation.
Yeah. And it definitely looks like it had some wear to it.
And she'll glance to Carter with a look that says, well, I know this ring's real, I don't know about the rest. Kind of a half shrug and an eyebrow raise. Her makeup's kind of smeared from the fight, and that hangover is still kind of lurking in the back of her head, but she's definitely more focused now and more present than she had been.
If there's
So-
a child of King Usran out there, this concerns all of us.
So, what you're saying is we're implicit in smuggling the heir to Oseron.
You are implicit in nothing. I haven't found the child yet.
Well, whoever they were, they know our faces. And they're probably going to be back soon.
Oh, fuck.
We did not kill them, by the way.
No, that would have been murder. It's too early in the day for murder.
I mean, it would have been self-defense. They did start it
There's an appropriate time in the day for murder?
at night.
When there are less witnesses is usually a good start. Not that I am an expert.
And I'm the bad guy in this situation?
Yes. Kata, we
Okay.
should see about some more security for your shop. There are a lot of
Well, I think
valuable
we're-
things in here.
Yes, agreed. I'm also thinking I'm just gonna have to shut down for a while while I get things fixed back up.
We should also agree a story for when the guard inevitably show up.
I think some bandits came and tried to rob the store, and we held our ground.
I agree. It is a profitable day to attempt to rob an alchemist.
Of course, they tried to shake us all down. You know, us being hungover.
What is it? Scalp potions sell them at a higher price. It's pretty common, actually.
I am sure you would know. Friend, you are alive, and so are we. And if what you are saying is true, then there is more work to be done. The son of a king must be protected.
The captain of the guard wants the kid. I don't know why. I
Captain
don't
of the
want to be responsible for a kid's death.
Maybe we should meet with this captain and see what he wants with the kid.
That was the plan. That's where I was going after this, but then, gestures to everything.
Well, it is even more believable now if you go like this. But you won't be alone. We shall go with you. Although I suggest perhaps at a distance. It may raise a few eyebrows if all four of us show up.
Also, how are you feeling? Do you need...
I feel like dead. I feel like absolute garbage. Thank you.
That is a good sign. It means you're still alive.
Well, that's not our fault, is it?
Maybe in the various potions and things I have, maybe I have something that would help with the concussion.
Or near drowning.
Or near drowning.
I think you probably have like a light painkiller available,
Okay.
even if it's just like a root that you can chew or something.
Yeah.
I was about to offer something and then I decided it's a very bad idea.
Holly.
Now I'm curious. What were you gonna do?
Well, I have this lethal drug. Let me look up what it is called.
I think it's the same one that Cecily has.
Let me see. Write it down. It is called Mandrake Root. It makes you a little bit numb. Perhaps we'll call that Plan B.
Today is just here, Paec. This will help. It does
Just-
not help.
Plan B, so named for its classification as a drug. Just as a reminder, folks, drug use is a corruptible sort of offense.
Oh.
If you use drugs, you will be corrupted. Just saying.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna be more harsh with giving you corruption points. Because I've
Yeah.
been very lenient. I've
Yes.
been acting too nice.
Apparently, you get corruption points when you get drunk. That's
Yes.
not great for me. Oh.
Anyway, continue. Sorry.
What is the name of this captain of the guard?
Richter? That's what I have written
Richter.
down. Richter. Captain Richter? Have I actually had any interactions with this captain before? Do I know this
I think in your line of work, you would be quite familiar with Captain Richter. She is Captain Amelia Richter. She is young, but she is very, very eager and very strict and known for her extremely rigorous discipline amongst the guard. She has a reputation of taking no shit from anyone. She is not a merciful woman. And in fact, she's actually kind of behind a lot of the executions in the city. And it's she has executed people for things that maybe they should not have been executed for, but they pissed her off.
She sounded like prime wife material until that last bit.
Yeah, until the
I
last
mean-
bit, it was just like cool, and then it's like no.
It was just like yes, no.
No.
Welcome to Zweihander dating simulator. Yes,
You had
no.
you had us at the first half. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, so you would be very familiar with Captain Richter. She has, you don't know for certain, but you're pretty sure that she is aware of your ring's activities.
The fact that she hasn't murdered us all is very concerning.
You mean executed? One is legal.
Yeah, and legal doesn't mean it's good. Legal just means the people in charge like it.
Does not change that execute is legal and murder is not.
Still results in death. And they still want a kid. What do you
Yes, it
think they're
does.
gonna do?
Emilia Richter, I believe, works for our king. Which would imply to me that King Osteron's child would be in danger under her protection.
It's difficult to say without meeting this Richter, because that certainly could be the case and seems
I don't think
likely.
you want to meet her.
Well, the thing is, it could be possible that she's going to these extremes so that nobody questions her, and that she's planning something right under Sifr's nose.
It is possible. No one knows what happened to Osteron's family after what happened.
Priestess, you work at the palace, don't you?
I do.
Would it be possible for you to talk to her? It's less conspicuous.
I believe I could talk to her. Even voice my own personal concerns. My business is the protection of the king, after all. These are dangerous times, and information is as dangerous as the material.
I can figure out who gave me the message. I'll look into it. I wasn't the one who picked it up. I by all accounts, technically never gave it the accepted signal. They just assumed I'd take it. I'll figure out who sent it. Try and figure out why.
Kit will just gently pat you on the shoulder and say,
Am I still being held up?
No, Kata finally put you down after you gave her an answer.
I'm sorry for the impromptu shower. I wish to bring you two.
How often do you bring people to with that?
Usually when I send them to sleep, I don't require them to wake up again.
Oh.
Yeah. Ow, I can tell. Ow.
I forgot that you had little lungs. I'm sorry.
I have little. How do you forget? I gestures to like Kata, who's like double my size. How do you forget I'm small?
I was acting in a hurry. It seemed important, alright? Would you rather I left you passed out on the floor? Actually, you probably would.
I'm not gonna answer that one, yeah.
Now, look. It seems that for now we must be allies. We must work together. Even this information alone would be enough to bring us a great deal of trouble.
What about the nun who was here? What happened to her?
She went to get help.
Then I need to make myself scarce.
Yes. Perhaps we all do. Kata, you remember our agreement to meet this evening?
Yes, of course.
Would you be kind enough to provide a picnic for at least two more? And she looks between Cecily and Paec. And then she'll describe to Cecily and Paec this well that stands amongst the ruins at the edge of the city on the sheer-facing side. It is a quiet place, and I trust that you may all discreetly travel there tonight. If you do not come tonight, I will assume that you do not wish to be any more a part of this, which I can respect. But otherwise, we are in this together to protect the child of late King Oseran.
To protect a child. I don't care if it's a king's son or not.
Whatever
Then we're in
definition
agreement.
lets you sleep tonight.
Yes, that and keeping our necks, correct?
Correct. None of us wish to die, I am sure.
Oh, not in the way that traitors. Traitors die really badly. Oh.
Their blood still washes the floor of the throne room. Or so the palace will tell you. I shall seek out Captain Richter and attempt to find out her business.
I'd feel better if you didn't do it alone.
Which one of us can come with you?
If you think
Not-
you can get me back into the palace, I can go with you.
Alright. But perhaps, Cecily, you would be more subtle. Kata, people know who you are. And it is very hard to pretend you are not who you are.
Yes, I have had experience smoothing with the upper class, so can make myself be one of them.
Besides,
fair.
we made quite a mess of your store. And there should
Yeah.
be someone here when the guards arrive.
That's true. I also still need to take care of this gunshot wound.
I get like, you're hurt. And she'll come and have a like, shit, well, I'm just gonna say Kit was not aware that you were actually hit by that shot the way that you were like powering through the pain to destroy that guy. Kit was completely oblivious. Does it hurt? Is
Yeah.
there something I can do?
I don't think so. I've got some ointments and things around the shop. I'll wrap it up and see what I can do about it.
And perhaps if Sister Eden returns, there is something she can do. She wields precious magic.
Yeah, when I see her again, I'll ask her about it. Hopefully she'll be back soon.
Then let us part ways, friends.
All right. So, Cecily and Kit, you are seeking out Captain Richter. Paec, where are you going?
I was going to try and find the runner who dropped this package off and figure out get more information about where that drop off happened and who it was, because all I got was blue and silver robes.
Okay. So I need a name for this runner. What is a cool sort of just sort of incognito, not necessarily their real name that they would go by?
My first thought was Magpie.
Magpie.
Ooh, I
I like
Magpie.
it. Yeah, I like it. Magpie is cool. Okay, so you know that Magpie likes, ironically, or maybe not, maybe that's why they chose that name for themselves. They like to hang out where the things are shiniest. So they are either in the entertainment district or they're in like the rich bit of the market where all the jewelry and stuff is, where all the nobles like to hang out. Actually, let's see if you can find them. Let's roll a guile test. Let's go for that.
Hold on. PDF viewer, please. Where is Guile? Okay. Just the standard?
I'd say we make it an easier check. Sorry, a routine check, because you know Magpie, they work for you. You kind of know the whole thing. So add 10% to that roll.
Okay. So 55 or lower.
Ooh. See if you can do it.
Again.
Boom! Smashed it. Okay, so you head out, and the sort of richer part of the market's closer. It's just, a couple of streets away from Carter's apothecary. And this is like, you can tell this is a much higher class sort of area. Like there's like almost silk drapes across the market stalls. The clientele is vastly different here. There's people walking around with like visible jewelry on them and fine clothing, and the skin is like clear. There's no sort of dirt. It's no sort of bleaching from the sun. Tanning from outside work or anything like that. These are people that are like genuinely rich. Like they don't have to work for a living, or if they do, they're inside. And you hear like the whole as they're talking to each other as they're walking around, and you see Magpie sort of lurking by a stall, and they're doing the whole like nonchalant, like checking out their fingernails, looking around. And they're definitely looking for guard presence or anybody who's aware of them. And as they're stood by the stall, you watch as the other hand, while they're checking their nails, just disappears behind them. And there's a lovely little golden necklace on a sort of little mannequin. And as they stretch and flex, the gold necklace is gone, and they walk away.
I'm gonna pull from what happened to you earlier today. I want to get up right behind them as quietly as possible.
Okay, so roll me a stealth check, otherwise known as a ghostly old lady check.
I want to be a ghostly old lady.
Now, I would say that this is gonna be a challenging test, as Magpie is definitely looking for people around them. So take 10% off. That's minus 10%
Okay.
to this roll.
So that's just straight. I have to get under 42.
Oof.
Nope. Never mind.
Okay. So you're attempting to be quiet, and you are quiet. You're not over the top. If this was an average sort of person, they probably wouldn't notice you. If they were, for example, me in my workplace not expecting it, I wouldn't notice you. But Magpie is very aware of their surroundings, and as you appear behind them, they'd say, hi Paec.
Hi. Let's walk and talk.
Cool. You didn't say anything, did you?
I don't have to answer that question, and it's fine.
Okay, let's go. And they sort of I think what they do is to try and blend in. They like slip their arm into yours as if you're just kind of two friends walking.
Yeah, I was gonna do the whole like link arms thing. Like if Paec was taller, it'd be the whole put arm around the shoulder and go. But Paec can't do that, so Paec is like link arms, like let's go.
Yeah, I mean, you're both kind of small people. You because you're a halfling, and Magpie because they're quite young. They can't be more than like 13 years old.
Oh, I'm gonna go terrorize a teenager. Oh no.
So, Paec, what can I do? What can I do for you? And they like keeping the head up and smiling and walking and talking.
Well, I was just wondering how yesterday was. You know, met anyone interesting earlier in the day?
Well, I mean, it was real good. You know, saw the festival, delivered a package. Yep.
Yeah, about that. You know, just out of curiosity, did anyone catch you when you got that drop? As I pull her off to the side into like a corner so we could have this conversation.
And as you kind of steer them away from the main road, they're like, Paec, okay. Like, no, I got the package. It was discreet, it was quiet. It's just a client.
Okay, hi. Look at me. Do you see this? Sopping wet, blood trickling down the back of my neck. Yeah, apparently a couple of big meatheads saw what you did and knew what was in there.
Oh shit, Paec, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I thought I got away clean. It was the cleanest I'd ever done a job. Until I got chased through the festival and then left it in that lady's belt, and then
we
you had
are
to
working on a very low bar here, Magpie. You have a very low bar of clean, and that needs to change. But that isn't important now. I nearly died. There are priestesses. There are other people who know now. There are people beyond my circle, beyond my control, who are getting involved. There is the life of a child on the line.
What?
I
didn't know that.
And you don't.
Okay, I don't know that.
Who gave you this package?
It was someone at the palace.
I'm gonna need everything you know. And if you do not give me everything you know, and I find out you lied, a little bird might give a little tip-off to one of the guards about what's in your pocket right now.
What? You wouldn't do that, Money. Like, all I know is that it's one of the new ones that came in with Safair, that came in with the king. One of the wasn't it? And they start like hyperventilating and panically looking around. Like it was just collection and drop off. That's all it was supposed to be. And I just not.
I'm so, me as a person feel bad. Paec doesn't. I'm going to pull up the the leather wraps that are kind of around my arm and just show the brand. Yeah, look, you're not going to die if one of the guards hears I survived. I think you will too. Keep talking.
They were like blue and silver. I think that the from the I don't know what family that they are, but the one of the new ones, and they're not like anyone important though, because I would know who they were if they. Okay, so as you are putting this poor child under a lot of duress, I'm gonna just do a little roll. And we're gonna see. You get 4 points of corruption.
Woo!
Because this kid is crying at this point. Their eyes are huge. They are terrified. There are free-flowing tears. They are shaking. They are hyperventilating. I think they might have been from a house. What was the name? What was the name? House.
I can find out the name. Don't worry about that. Colors are easy. What do they look like?
Well, they wore a mask over their eyes, and it looked real dumb. Kind of like a big nose on it. But they were it was a man, and he had this goatee thing. It was like too long and creepy, and he had like this like really hoity-toity, like I'm better than you voice, and he didn't want to like touch me or anything because he was one of like those, and he had like a little handkerchief, and that's all I got, man. That's all I got, Paec. That's all I got.
Where did the drop-off happen? What district, what part of the city? And who told you where it would be?
So I got it myself from, like, there's this place near the palace, but it's kind of out of the palace, and it's near, like, this well, I think, and, he told me to go there, and then he came and he handed it myself and told me that if I didn't hand it off, he would have me killed. And then, he told me to take it to, he told me to take it and leave it behind a barrel at the, I can't remember the name. It was one of the pubs in the real bad. In the one real bad
the package that he gave you behind a barrel?
Yeah, because he said that.
Oh, hi. That would have been nice for you to tell me.
But I was Paec. Things had gone real bad. The guards saw me, like they recognized me, and that's why they were chasing me. And then I didn't want to be found with that package because the guy said that if anybody who wasn't who he intended to see it saw it, then I would never see anything again. And I panicked.
Well, congrats. You're lucky. You will get to keep your eyesight. But that package never made it behind the barrel. People know.
Oh, shit.
So here's what I'm going to suggest.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to get the fuck out of the city as quickly as possible, because right now I am not the only person who wants your head.
But I like my head.
Yeah, I liked it too, till you fucked this one up. Get out. I see you again. I might be a thief, but I'm an honest thief. The truth has a way of finding around. Now scram.
I'm sorry, Paec. And then they run off and scamper away. And you are left in the alley with questions.
My chaos alignment is cruel.
Dang, Paec is scary. That poor child. Okay, and we will cut back to our other friends. Carter. What are you up to while Paec is off terrorizing a child?
First, definitely bandaging the gunshot wound. Seeing if the bullet is, like, if there's shrapnel inside that she needs to try to dig out, or if she can just, like, bandage it and, like, pour something over it and hope for the best.
Okay, so, let's go with a heal test. And this is a plus 10% to it.
Alright. So I need... Oh, again, below 69.
Nice. Oh, that's a crit! Nice! Okay, hot damn. Kata is a beast. Okay, so as you are examining, you can sort of, it's across your sort of upper pectoral, and you're looking at it, and there's something in there. There's a little bit of like shrapnel or something gnarly in there, and you are in the process. You've laid all your equipment out. You've got little like needle-nosed pliers that you like ready to dig around in there, and you've got like clean bandages and alcohol and stuff to sterilize. As you basically sit yourself down and take a breath as you're preparing to dig into your own bullet wound, the door of the store opens again, and in walks Sylvie. Carter?
Sylvie!
May I ask what you're doing?
I was just getting ready to pull this bullet out of this hole. But since you're here, and she like hands over the pliers.
What? Do I want to know why you've been shot?
Well, as a matter of fact, I think you might.
Alright, do you have a little strap of leather? Something to bite onto? Because this is going to hurt a lot.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
And she bites down on it.
She sits you down, and she has to kind of like sit, she sits you on a chair, but she kind of has to sit on the sort of counter a little bit just so she can get a good angle because you're so tall. And she starts digging in there and picking out the shrapnel, and because you've got a crit, I'm gonna say Sylvie manages to get out every little piece of shrapnel that she can. She pours alcohol into the wound to clear it out, and it hurts like a motherfucker. This is awful, awful pain that you've probably never felt pain like this before. But she manages to sort of pack the wound and get fresh, clean bandages over the top of it. And for the time being, this is probably going to heal up pretty nicely. You're going to have a gnarly ass scar, but you're not going to die of a horrible infection. And so as she lightly, she's gonna she gently applies the final bandage and sort of taps it. There you go. Now, tell me what happened.
Well, so I think some people may have found out that may have discovered my loyalties.
They don't know about your research, do they?
No, definitely not. It's kind of a long story. What brings you in today? She says with a smile.
Well, I was going to come to chat to you about the said research, but apparently things have been happening in the night. Really, I saw you yesterday.
I know. Believe me, I know.
Are you in danger?
I think there's a good chance that I am. And I think that means that I don't know I'll be very much help with whatever you're planning, because I think that someone might be watching me now.
I see. Well, we do have ways around that.
Oh.
I'm sure you're more than familiar with the passageways of the castle.
I'm somewhat familiar with them, sure.
Well, so are we, and we may have secured them and hidden them. So should you require them, there are places that you could lay low within the palace, should you need to. It is dangerous being so close to the... I'm trying to think of a very clever euphemism for enemy, but I can't think of one. But you are where they least expect you to be.
That's very true. Interesting. It would be a very good hiding place for someone.
Is there someone you need to hide?
There very well might be. I can trust you, can't I, Sylvie?
Of course. If you'd like to, you could roll a let's go with a scrutinize test as you scrutinize her face. Or is guile more applicable? I'm not sure.
My scrutinize gives me a higher chance of getting it.
Okay, well, let's go with that one.
Because I need to get under 68.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, 75.
Oh. Okay. So, she seems to be completely open with you at the minute. You know, she's giving you a very sort of earnest look. And it flicks between like concern and fear, but also like there's an affection there in her look at you. You know, she was at the palace while you were training, and she clearly thinks of you quite fondly. So there's like that there on her face.
Okay. There are things that I can't tell you right now because right now I don't have all the answers, and there are secrets that aren't mine to tell. But I hope that when I get to a point where I can tell you, I can trust you with it.
Yes, absolutely. As I said, we at the palace have some research again. And I wouldn't have told you that if I didn't trust you, Carter.
Of course. Of course. I have some interesting research of my own. I think that you'd be fascinated to see.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Do you have it here?
Some of it, yes. Some of my notes, at least. And I might have to shut the shop down for a while. Possibly go into hiding. So if you don't mind, I'd appreciate if you could take some of my research with you, and maybe you could keep working on it.
Absolutely. Certainly. If you just show me where it is, we'll get to work.
All right, let's go down to the lab.
All right. So you lead Sylvie down into the lab, and we will travel across town to Kit and Cecily. Hello, friends. So, Kit, you know that Captain Richter would be at the City Hall at the moment. She's not actually at the palace. The sort of police headquarters, as they were, the guard headquarters are at the City Hall. And you know, like she's got like kind of like an open office kind of deal for her officers during the day. And that does technically extend to priestesses of the Protector, being the fact that you are, you know, inextricably tied in with their work.
And Kit would definitely be leading the way. She straightened up her outfit a little and made sure to clean off any kind of blood and vomit that still lingered around the edges, and made herself very presentable. Her side's been kind of strapped back to her leg, and her hair's been all like corrected.
Yes.
All right. So, the City Hall is actually kind of busy today. There's a lot of people coming and going. And you, Cecily in particular, get a lot of harsh looks from members of the guard that walk past. I mean, that you can see through their sallet helms with the visors down. You can basically just see their eyes. But they regard you with a sort of like squinty sort of glare as they walk past. As they just sort of, they're all wearing like this dark armor that is way too formal for normal city guard. But They sort of nod at Kit as they walk past, but glare at you, Cecily. And you are, as you approach, you are led through a series of corridors to a sort of grand sort of office. The door is slightly ajar, and you can see inside there's a flicker of candlelight, and you can hear sort of the movement of paper.
And does the captain have like a secretary, like a sergeant or anything that's there to kind of intercept people on the way through?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there like a order here?
There's like a desk sergeant who's kind of just there. Can I help you?
I have urgent business with Captain Richter.
Everybody has urgent business with the captain. What is your business?
It concerns the king.
And the desk sergeant kind of puts down their quill and leans back. In what manner does it concern the king?
That is between me and Captain Richter, but I do believe this is a matter of great concern, and it is in the king's interest that Captain Richter hear what I have to say.
And your name is?
I am Kitari, Priestess the Protector.
Ah, I've heard of you. And you?
Yes. Lyra Amberridge of the Davenport Amberridges.
This is a witness to what I have come to tell you.
I need
She has
you...
her nice cape, but she is trying really hard.
I need you to make me a guile check, because you are lying out of your ass.
I
Okay.
believe you, Lady Amberridge.
Alright,
Right.
what status is this person?
Oh, this is like just a low status kind of person. It's like a step
right.
above peasant.
Oh no. Alright, so I have to get a 62 or higher.
I believe in you. Belief was founded. I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that name. What was that again?
The Amberport. My last name should be enough.
Amberport. Yeah.
I just like give that look, like
Mm-hmm.
switch
And
the
they
cape a
sort
little bit.
of straighten up a little bit. Of course. My apologies, Lady Amberport. I shall let the captain know, and she will most likely summon for you right away. Just bear with me 1 second. I'll be right back. And he sort of like very flustered, sort of gets up, straightens his uniform, and disappears down the corridor. And he comes back. The captain will see you right away. If you'll follow me. And he's almost bowing and scraping to you guys at this point.
Yes.
And he leads you through to a very impressive looking office. It's dark woods. It's very dark, but very impressive. It's like all the bookcases, there's all like there's candles. The desk is completely covered in paper, and as you are brought to the doorway, you see the captain, and she is a human woman with a shock of dark hair. Her skin is dark as she leans over, and she's inspecting some papers, and she doesn't look up as you enter.
On the way in, Kate under her breath says, "My apologies, Lady Amberport. I was not aware. We were never formally introduced." And she is also completely convinced by what came out of your face.
Oh yeah, sometimes you have to keep a low profile. Don't want people to think what you are. Easy mistake to make. She'll like wink at.
We all have our hobbies. By which she means hanging out with common people.
Hobby, right?
That's for some people. Okay, so then Kit kind of straightens and she sees the captain. Good afternoon.
What do you want? And she's not looking up as she's regarding these papers.
We have some information.
Here regarding some information that came to our attention this morning. And Kit is gonna drop the signet ring on top of the books. Still attached to the chain or necklace.
Mhm. And as she's sort of moving some papers around, and she has like a quill in one hand, and she's making notes. But as the ring sort of tumbles in front of her, she looks at it, and she takes it, and lifts it up, and looks at you. And she has bright blue eyes. Now, why would a protector have this?
I acquired it from a street urchin.
Well, congratulations, you stopped a
definitely
thief.
Should not be in possession of it. No, I did not just stop a thief. There is a plot.
A plot.
Yes, they have it in their head that King Oseron had a secret family. One that is to be moved around the city. You understand what such a dissident action could do, what such a rumor could stir in those that would not see our beloved king remain beloved king.
I certainly do understand, yes. Do you mean to tell me there's truth to these rumors?
I have no idea, but your name is tied to them, and that is why I come to you, Captain Emilia Richter.
Now, how would my name be attached to these rumors of bastard children?
Allegedly, you are to collect a bastard child.
Now, what would I want with a bastard child?
It is only a rumor. I have no idea what you could want with a bastard child. Although controlling the child of King Oseron would be politically very interesting, I am sure.
And what would you know of politically interesting?
I watch a lot of political people. That is my job. I protect the king.
Tell me, priestess, if there were such a bastard child in this city, and you came across them, what would you do with them?
My job is to protect the king. What would you do, Lady Amberpot? She's gonna deflect really hard because she doesn't want to lie.
Now the question is, what would you do with that? Their name has been tied up in it.
I would do what is proper. What is commanded of me. In the interest of the city and the king, of course.
Ah, but that's a trick now. Which king? It's only the three of us.
She fixes you with a hard look. The one.
Can I do a
and
read
true
on her?
king. Absolutely. Let's go for a
Okay.
scrutinize.
Okay. Scrutinize. What do you come under?
It is
Perception.
perception.
Okay. So I've got 36 plus 2 bonus advances to my perception, which makes it 56?
56,
No.
yep.
No, because that
Yeah.
goes towards your bonus, not your everything. I don't have
Okay.
any scrutinize. Okay, just 36. Sorry, having a brain moment.
This is actually going to be a challenging test, so it'll be 26. Her face is very...
Okay. I would like to roll a chaos dice to bump myself back up to 36.
Okay.
So if I roll, I think it's a 6 on the chaos dice, something bad happens.
Oh no.
Just double check that ruling.
Yeah,
Just in
double check
case.
that while I'll roll, because I'm pretty sure that's how chaos dice work there. I can take an extra one. Alright, I failed the roll,
Okay.
and then we'll find out about that chaos dice. Shauna, are you going to roll to read it?
Oh yeah, I think I'll roll scrutinize as well. Mine is 2. I'll roll it. It's 62, I think. Perception, yeah, 69. Nice. Okay.
Minus 10 because it's challenging.
59.
Nice, BT dubs.
Ooh.
Oh! A
Ooh.
crit! Okay, so, Cecily. Her expression is like, how could you even say there is another king? Like, she's taken aback by how, like, fucking ballsy that was to say which king, but she's also kind of furious in a way, with, like, a fervor of, like, the king is Sefer, there is no other.
Oh, then she'll just kind of like, well, that is hypothetical, you know, with the distance and whatnot, but we all know which one is king.
As I said, I would do what is commanded of me, what is proper, what would protect our beloved king. And you get the idea, Cecily, from your very good read, that she would have no qualms about killing that child should she happen to come across it. She'd probably do it herself.
Oh, okay.
In a heartbeat.
Oh,
Just see the child and just decapitate it where it stands.
Even if she wasn't sure it was Oseron's kid, she'd be like, oh, someone said it was, so oops.
Yeah. Well, just passing on some information that we may have come across, you know how it is with new regimes and stuff, have to keep them strong foundations and whatnot.
Now, my lady, regime is an interesting choice of words there.
Yes.
What about our new king's rule comes across as a regime to you?
Well, that's just what they are, aren't they? Like, it's still within the family. It's dynasty.
Are you not safe and protected? Do my men not do a good job of protecting you? And your, I'm sure, vast quantities of wealth.
No, you've done a marvelous job. I did enjoy the festivities yesterday, and have been hassled so far.
Which you will note went off without a hitch.
Which is good.
Your curfew was an interesting policy.
The curfew has remained since it was put in place, and will so remain until I deem fit. For your safety, of course. She says through a very gritted smile.
Of course, Captain. Safety above God.
Yes.
She just
Well,
kind of fixes you with a stare.
well, it's good that this city takes its security seriously, and consider that a bonus. We've been looking to invest in it.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
How so?
You know, bringing, our very, very well-known vineyards, our wine, into the city. So some new networks.
That's none of my business. I'm not the Minister for Trade.
But it's good to know that our caches will not be stolen inside the city once they get here, so.
Certainly. They will be very safe, provided you pay your taxes.
Oh, of
and
course.
dues. Good.
It's
Now,
how
are you
from.
quite finished bringing rumor and speculation to my desk? I'm a very busy woman.
Oh yes, I believe we are quite
Yeah.
finished here.
I think Cecily
Okay,
gives, like,
oh.
eyes like, oh, we need to.
Kit
We
will
need to
reach
go.
down and wrap her fingers around the chain of the ring.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Captain.
And she clicks her fingers very loudly, and the secretary appears and she says, you may show them out, and when you're done, come back here. And the secretary is like, oh, let my ladies, if you follow me, and he sort of leads you out.
And Kit
And-
is very visibly going to hang that necklace around her neck. And tuck the ring just underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good day. We'll not keep you busy. You seem fairly harried, so we'll not keep you further. Thank you.
Thank you for your visit. Yeah, thank you.
May we all
If
have
it-
successful days protecting that which we are entrusted to protect.
Yes. he just sort of nods and leaves, turns around, scurries back to his boss. And you are left alone.
We need to get out of here.
Yes, I think we are going to need to work very quickly now. Let's go.
Yeah. So one thing I want to do is when we're leaving, I just kind of want to. Cecily wants to. She's spooked, so she wants to make sure we're not followed by anybody out.
Okay. So
Kate was very much thinking the same thing and thinking we gotta drop a tail on our way out of here.
All right. So, first of all, I would like you to drop me a, let's go a stealth check.
Okay. Regular difficulty?
I would say that this is a challenging test, so it's going to be a little bit harder.
Great, 50% will be my number then.
Okay.
All right, 48 will be my number. Ooh.
Ooh. Okay, so you managed to both sort of like slip into the crowds, and I don't know. Actually, how are you gonna drop this tail? Because you're pretty sure you're being tailed. It's what you would do.
I think Cicely's used to kind of like maybe losing people, so she probably like as we turn a corner, probably just take out an extra like cloak that she has, just put that on her, take off her hat, and just kind of mess up her hair, and just kind of walk in front of walk behind Kitri just to maybe block, and just maybe do that a few times.
And Kit will mostly kind of follow Cecily's lead while we're in this area, but as we approach nearer to the palace, and Kit knows the terrain better, she will find places for us to cut through. Temples, kitchens, outbuildings for the palace where the stable boy lives, like just places where she kind of roughly knows people and is just going to walk through like she owns the place and kind of get us some shortcuts through the area.
Yeah. And I imagine that like the people that are usually in this place are used to seeing like at least Kit or other protectors, priestesses sort of wandering through there. So they're not too put off by you intruding. But you manage to slip away. And where are you headed to?
Ooh, I think Kit would want to be going to a quiet place. I think she's actually going to take Cecilia to the Abbey, to where Sister Eden's Abbey is. Not specifically to see Sister Eden, but because she can't go back to where she lives, because that's where you go. But she still wants somewhere quiet, and she trusts the mother. So it's a kind of like another quiet, safe place where we can actually have a conversation.
Yeah, I think Cicely will just totally follow Kit's lead on this.
Yeah, okay, and you are welcomed. This sort of abbey is one of these places where anyone can come for a quiet moment of reflection, or just to get away from things, to speak to any of the sisters. This is just a sort of a place of sanctuary. And you actually do note that around this abbey, there is a lack of soldier or guard presence at all. It is kind of one of these unspoken sort of neutral zones.
It is my belief that child is in grave danger if they do indeed exist.
Whew, oh my god, I thought she was going to kill us right there. Oh. This is safe, right?
She's lethal, but she's not entirely stupid. Yes, I believe we are safe here for now.
Well, I guess what Paec had was correct. That
no one knew what happened to that family. It was no secret they existed, but they disappeared that night. I had been told they were already far beyond the city limits. What if they are still here? And the captain doesn't know where that child is.
But the captain definitely But
has
the captain
possession.
definitely knows that there's one now. Oops, sorry.
Yes, you are right.
So what do we do?
We need to find the child.
Alright. Well, I'm pretty sure the others can take care of themselves. I mean, we meet up when we meet up, right? Pretty sure this is the safest place as any to hang around until then. Is that right? No one's gonna snoop around here?
Don't be afraid, Lady Amberport. The Mother watches over, and the Priestess of the Protector will protect you.
It's just I've seen a lot of theater plays that have coups, and most of them, even the heroic ones, they end up losing their head or hanging from a rope. So,
I assure you, I am not taking part in any coup. That would be in opposition of my vows. I am to protect the king. And the king is Zephyr.
well, not according to all those soldiers out there. So maybe we keep that part to ourselves.
No, that is according to all the soldiers. According to other people, Zephyr is not king, but I am not sure who they think the king is. It's very complicated. But the simple matter is, I cannot take part in a coup. But I can protect this child.
Well, it's the only move we have, I think, at this point. I'm certainly not going to go on my own at this point.
Perhaps you could talk to the sisters here and arrange for a sanctuary.
Right?
We need
That
friends
sounds... Yes. Ugh.
until we can figure out a way for the child to be removed from the city.
That sounds good. That sounds as good as plan as any. At least until we figure out what's happening tonight.
Agreed. I shall leave you here then.
Oh, well, thank you. Thanks for finding this place, and I should maybe, since I'm here, think about what I'm doing. It should
You
take
have
a little bit of a...
in your mind about what you are doing. Kit is like mind blown how anyone can have a question about what they're doing. Is it not obvious what you're doing?
I usually end up going where the wind blows, and this is beyond what I'm used to. Let's just say that. And she takes out a flask and just starts drinking a little bit. She just says, "God damn, what I get myself into."
Some winds are stronger than others and swirl us around.
Oh, we're in a tornado. That's comforting. Comforting.
Do you really work in wine?
No, I don't. I don't.
That is a shame. I have a fondness for it.
Oh, so do I, but I don't make
What
it.
is your area of expertise? Since we are to be allies in this.
Well, if you need someone to perform, someone to do here and there work, that's kind of what I'm good for. Most people say I'm not good for anything, but, you know, each their own.
I understand. You work well with disguises. Costumes, I mean. She definitely means disguises.
Yeah. You know, lifetime with the living in the district will do that for you.
Well, it appears we will require a variety of clothes. Some small enough for Paec, some big enough for Carter, and some for a child.
Oh,
Do you know a seamstress with reasonable rates?
I know some seamstresses, but I don't know how happy they would be to see me, but we do need that.
Maybe not you, but maybe my money. And Kate is gonna reach into her kind of pouch and she'll pull out 5 silver shinies.
Mm-hmm.
And hand those
Definitely
to,
silver shillings, but
to Cecily.
Yeah, she'll grab them, just kind of flip them in her hand and just put them in a sack and just.
I was supposed to use this to donate towards what I drank last night, but we have a bigger problem to attend to today, and I'm sure the priestess, the protector even, will understand.
Well, this may soothe over some bad feelings, so I'll see what I can do.
I want the change.
Of course. Well,
narrator,
I
she
suppose-
never saw the change.
mm-mm. Well, I suppose I should be getting on that, because I don't know what we're going to be doing after tonight, so.
You don't carry a weapon, do you?
Well, I do now.
And I imagine you like throw back your cloak and reveal the sword that you took.
Yeah, the sword that I took.
Oh god.
I got some surprises as well. You know.
A fine weapon. With a little polish and some sharpening.
I mean, it does the job enough.
Good. Alright, until tonight then.
All right. Well, how's that go? Gods be with you. It's been a while, but good luck. I'll see you tonight, hopefully.
Break a
Hopefully.
chair. That is what they say, no? On the stage, break a chair.
Break a leg, I suppose.
I would
Each our
rather you
areas.
didn't do that. Maybe a chair
Oh.
leg. You already did that
All right.
today, so blessings upon you from the Seer of the Guards, I guess.
Yes. Well, I suppose one chair is enough for today, so everything goes smoothly.
I think the slightly amused Kit will take her leave of the
After this incredibly extended, awkward goodbye, you both go your separate ways. Cecily to find a seamstress, Kit to do whatever it is that Kit is doing. So, unless anybody has anything they would like to do, I was thinking we could do a little time skip to the evening where you all convene.
Kit
if there's
has
anything
one
in
thing
particular-
she would like to do.
Yep.
She wants to go back into the dorms and saying many prayers to the protector for her blessing. She's actually going to steal a few weapons. She doesn't have time to go buy any. She's going to go steal some weapons. By which I mean borrow in service of the protector.
So hey, theft kind of sounds like a corruptible offense to me. Wouldn't you
It's been a very
agree?
weird day. It's been a very
I
weird
mean-
day. But yes, it does sound like a corruptible
Let's
offense.
see, shall we, what the dice gods think.
She'd
Oops.
like to steal from the guards, but she doesn't want to start a fight on the way out, so she's gonna steal from the sisterhood. Alright.
3 corruption.
3 corruption. This moves me towards hatred, for anyone curious what my corruption is. 1, 2, 3. Alright, cool. So, there we go. Yeah, so Gracie Kit's gonna take from the dorms because she knows who's less likely to notice that, you know, an extra sword or an extra dagger has gone.
Mm-hmm.
And B, she doesn't want to start a fight by going into the guards room and stealing from the palace guards. There.
All right, and just as a reminder to folks that once a character gains 10 chaos ranks, which you get through your corruption, you get a disorder, and your order and chaos ranks reset to 0. Now, the disorder and order stuff is, and the fate stuff, it's juicy stuff. So I'm hoping we can scooch some people along those tracks a little bit and just say. But so you borrow some weapons from the dormitories. So
Take 2 daggers and 1 short sword.
okay, 2 daggers and a short sword. Okay. And on your way out, you see the familiar grumpy face of John, your favorite guard. Who is leaning up against a door frame. You have a feeling maybe he's not on duty just yet. He's like, all right, and what are you doing here?
I am collecting weapons. What are you doing here?
What are you collecting weapons for?
To distribute to people going about their work. Very explicitly not lying.
You signed off on this? You got this sorted? Because that doesn't sound right.
I just spoke to Captain Amelia Richter herself.
No, you fucking didn't.
Go and ask if a troublesome priestess came to her with an interesting rumor.
Oh, aye. What's this rumor? It's about you and your big tall friend. Because I've heard those rumors. In fact, half the palace have heard those rumors.
What can I say? The palace is limited in its gossip these days.
I'm watching you.
Okay.
Don't
I shall
forget.
try and be entertaining for you, John.
And he sort of leans towards you and goes, don't think I'll fucking forget that slap either. I hope to repay you one day. Except it won't be a slap. And it
I
won't
can't
be your
control
face.
what turns you on.
And he sort of like tilts his head and he goes, you've got no idea. As he sort of pushes himself off the door frame and walks into the palace.
Kit will kind of watch him go, like, a good way down the corridor, and then she'll exit out the other way.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so is there anything else anybody would like to do before we cut to the evening? All right, so.
Oh, one minor thing.
Oh,
Can I question, how easy would it be to get a hold of, like, bandages and, like, a basic first aid style kit? Because we have an apothecary in the palace, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
we would have, like, supplies for that sort of thing, for, like, cuts, bruises.
yeah, I imagine it would be pretty easy. And being a priestess who, you know, like fighting is the whole thing of your thing.
Yeah, I imagine we do, like, drills and stuff in the yard if we
Yeah.
don't have anything to actually fight.
Yeah, there's definitely like a first aid kit kind of thing you could raid.
Okay. Because basic kit is basically arming them for having to leave. And considering how badly we got our asses kicked in the apothecary this morning, she's thinking we're gonna need stuff like this.
Yeah,
Um,
and like that, you know, as you're going, you're still very familiar. You're very aware of your groin that you pulled during the fight.
Yeah.
It is rough walking around, but you've had worse.
Yep.
Just in case we forgot that was an injury you suffered. It was
No,
a legit injury.
John reminded me that I had a sprained groin.
Let's say you sprained your groin. How do you even sprain a groin?
I don't know. I
Well,
think
that's right.
she pulled it.
I think it was strained, not sprained.
There
Oh.
we go. That's the word. Similar sensation. The pulling of muscles.
It
in the body.
sucks. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you sort of you make like a bug out bag full of weapons and bandages, ready to go. Who would be arriving at the rendezvous first?
Kata probably goes a little bit early to kind of scout it out.
And I think Kit would be doing much the same because we've just riled up a lot of people today in a very short space of time.
Okay,
And also, I'm not sure if we can like trust everyone in this group to not be like, "Yo, something going down at the Wishing Well tonight."
All right, so Kata, roll me a stealth check.
All right. Let's see. I need below a 41.
Smashed it. All right. So you arrive, Kata, and you think you've been pretty low key in getting here. You made sure to not draw any undue attention. I mean, you're always going to draw a little attention because you're 8.5 feet tall.
It's true.
But you know, like you used cover and shadows and things effectively, and you managed to get there. And it's very quiet and peaceful here. at this wishing well sort of place. Kit, a stealth check from you, please.
Okay, I need to roll 60 unless there are any other modifiers.
No, it's just a standard check.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, I forgot to tell you your modifiers. Oh!
14.
Okay, so, Kata, you're sort of like checking around your surroundings, kind of taking in that moment of quiet when Kit is just there. You didn't hear her approach.
Oh,
Good evening,
Hey.
friend.
evening. That was startling.
It has been a startling day, but I am sorry for giving you a fright. The shadows are very long this evening.
Yeah. I hope you didn't have too much trouble speaking with Richter. How did it go?
She was a delight, as you would expect. She certainly wants this child dead.
Well, it's good that we know that for sure now.
Perhaps. But she knows I am interested in this. Which means we do not have very long to do whatever it is we are going to do. And Kata, before the others arrive, there is something I want to tell you about.
What is it?
I have had a dream. It is a dream in which the true king rises from the dead. And I'd like to take this moment to use my incantation to cast Haunting to summon the voice of King Oseran.
All right, roll me that incantation check.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I didn't take the thing that auto lets me incant. Okay, so 52 is my target.
It's just standard.
Find the right window. There it is. Oh no. I'd like to use one of the
But
fortune
not nice.
to roll.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my
No!
god, that was on 18 in like a hot second. So you see her begin to attempt to cast a spell, but whatever it is, she hits this point in the incantation. It's almost like she forgets the word and stutters over it, and she shakes her head. Damn! I thought tonight I could finally. Doesn't matter. The king must rise again, Kata. It is the only way. I cannot strike out against Saphir. But if Oseron returns, then Saphir is not king anymore. I know you know of the place with the books and of dark and strange things. This is most dark and strange, but I am certain.
That's an interesting proposition, especially because if there is a child, we'll need a place to hide them. Maybe out of the city while they grow, until they can take their rightful place, or until Oseron, as you say, returns.
I agree. I have left Sicily in the Mother's Abbey to secure a sanctuary there. We must move out of the city with the child. But there is another thing. For Oseron to rise, we must find his body. And then a really dark thought occurs to her that technically they would have a body if they had the sun.
Ooh.
But no, we must find the king's body.
I would hope they'd have buried him where they buried all the past.
That is not what they say. They
we didn't-
say that Saphir cut him into 7 parts and scattered him.
I know, and that's going to be a problem. Another problem is this this place you mentioned with the books, it's almost more rumor than anything. We can try to find it. And we
Perhaps
can
we
try to
don't
find
need
these seven
that place.
pieces.
We just need some knowledge. I'm sure, Kata, if anyone can figure this out, it is you.
I appreciate your confidence. I don't know how founded it is, but I'm with you on this. Whatever it takes, I'm with you. We'll figure this out, and we'll make this right.
If nothing else, and she reaches and she pulls out that signet ring and she holds out, this tells me we must move quickly. The tide is rushing into the city.
Agreed. And I don't know that we'll be safe in this city for much longer.
We must rush through the night until the new day. We must be careful. That includes with Paec and Cecily. They have their part to play, and I believe they have a great deal of self-preservation, but that can work as a double-edged sword.
Right. Their self-preservation doesn't extend to us.
Or to what we must do. And then Kit is going to be very aware of the surroundings, and I imagine like maybe in the distance she hears like a fox call or a bird or something, and she's suddenly like, oh, we're outside, there are lots of places people could be hiding, and she's going to just scan the area, having just spoken the darkest of treason.
Roll me an awareness check.
I gotta go. Awareness. Oh, this is not good. 36.
This is just standard.
Okay.
Pretty sure you're not being watched. There's a moment where your heart kind of sinks because you feel like you hear a scream, but then you're like, oh, it's just a fox. We do that.
Although I think Kata seeing Kit look around would probably also suddenly be aware. Can I also make an awareness check?
Yep, go for it.
Let's see. That I believe is 78.
Ooh.
So funny.
Ooh.
Ooh, I very nearly did not make that, but I have so much good awareness.
All right, so Cecily and Paec, are you just gonna walk? Are either of you just walking up here? Or are you both stealthing it up here?
I'm definitely stealthing. Oh, Shauna, go.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'm stealthing.
Okay, I would like both of you to roll me stealth checks then. And who is
Alright.
going to arrive first?
I'm taking a little extra time to scout because, hey, people know this. The people who we're trying to avoid know this place exists.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably arrive last.
Okay.
All right, so what do we got, Cecily? Oh! Okay, that is a 14 and a crit from Paec. So,
Good,
Kata, you are...
That's a crit fail, by the way.
Oh, it's a crit fail? Okay.
Because it's a standard check, it'd be 52, and that's a 66.
That's right.
So that would be a
Yep.
crit fail.
Gotcha. Okay, so Kata, you are seeing Kit look around. You are hyper aware of your surroundings right now. And you see Cecily sort of slip out of the shadows very quietly. And then not long after that, you see Paec. And you can see she's trying to be very quiet, very incognito, but you saw her coming from quite some distance.
In fairness, she did almost die this morning.
She did get a.
Twice!
I imagine
knocked
she's
out.
probably got like a little low-level cough going on. It's like one of those like hacking, like rough, raspy coughs.
Yeah. Well, we're all here. What did you all find out?
I got some clothes, and she'll take like this satchel. It's like it's the best I could do. You know, the day after festival isn't the best time to try and get seamstresses, but I knew some people in the theater, and this is the best I can get for... It's hard to get with this many sizes, so this is what I got. It's from... It's all, like, you open it, and it's just, like, it's all friggin', like, pirate gear and stuff, like, pirate, like, really garish. Like,
It's come off like a pirate show.
Yes, it's not... It's, like, it's a pirate play. This looks really, really, like, garish. It's like, it's the best I can do.
Flowy pirate poet shirts, there's sashes, there's...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. So... You know, Cecily hands out these pirate clothes. There's even one big enough for you, Carter.
Lovely.
Why do we have these? What is it? Paec looks down at her, like, made for stealthing smuggler's gear.
Just so they don't know who we are. I thought that was the idea, right?
Okay.
Yes,
One-
we will need to hide who we are.
At least
Priestess,
you can't get out of the city.
Just got a little tricorner hat, yeah.
I have never worn a hat like this. Is this the style?
quick question, Priestess. How many people know this place exists? And I gesture to the well.
As far as I was aware, very few. It was told to me in great confidence by a former senior protector of kings. There is another secret to this place, and she'll lead you to the well, and she'll explain. They say great oracles drink from this well because it contains fortunes. But in so, you must also offer it a fortune, and it will give you a wish. And she reaches into her pocket, and she'll pull out another silver shilling.
Mm-hmm.
And she's becoming very aware how light her pouch is getting. Composes in her head her, "Dear Mummy and Daddy, Kit is broke, please send funds." But she looks at the silver coin, and I imagine there's a cloud covered tonight, which is why the shadows are so long, but they break and the moon comes out and the silver like glints in her hand.
Mm-hmm.
And she gives it a squeeze, and she says, "And all you do to make a wish is silently in your head say what it is you desire. Clench it in your fist and visualize the manifestation of that thing, and throw it over your shoulder." And she does, and she throws, and it kind of clinks off one bit of the wall and then down into the depths. And I imagine there's a very distant kind of sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes, this
Right
is a
now.
well.
That was a silver piece.
It was a big wish. It does not do to be stingy when making offerings to goddesses.
is this just a place the protectors know? Who else knows of this place?
As far as I know, it is a very limited number of my order,
Okay.
and now all of you.
Because the drop-off for that package happened here.
Here? The drop-off must be with one of Oseron's people. No one else would know of this place. Saphir never lived in the palace.
My
Maybe
runner
a-
said
But
this package, this drop-off was not meant for me. It was not meant for me. It was not meant for anyone in my control. My runner was told to meet here by someone of the newer royalty, blue and silver. Wore a mask, had a goatee. They came here dropped off the package, and they were meant to give it to someone else. I was never meant to get this package. I was never meant to know about this. None of us should have known about this. Is something inside the new royalty, inside King's affair, inside the King's circle.
Even if we weren't supposed to know about it, we do now.
We do it now.
And now it's our responsibility to do something about it.
If they do know about this place, we must work quickly to intercept. Do you know when? Do you know any of the signals?
For a drop-off or for the king? Drop-off, yes.
For the drop-off.
I know when packages are meant to arrive. I don't have eyes everywhere, but I know our signals. They're constant relatively. I also might... I didn't tell you everything and that was in that letter. And I think I should.
The letter?
Yes,
The letter
you
that
should.
came with that ring. They know where the kid is. They have an idea of where that kid is.
Oh.
Do you have this letter?
Paec probably burned it, but she has it memorized.
Right before she got it.
You get the impression the kid is like very close to picking you up and shaking you to get the letter to fall off of your being. But she's like restraining.
I burned correspondences as just general practice, but the letter said the kid is in the, what is it, the bits?
The
bit, what was
bits. And it's like the real poor district.
Bit, servant of Walter Winter, a cloth dyer. And as much as I really, really, really hope it's a coincidence, someone else who works for Walter Winter asked me to take their kid out of the city. And I pray to whatever gods are listening that that is not the same kid.
Wouldn't it be better if it is the same kid? Because that means we already have a way to get this kid and get them safely out of the city.
Where is your rendezvous with this person?
Well, it was going to be as soon as possible. Tonight, if at best. It was supposed to be earlier today, but, you know.
Well, I am
Yes,
packed. And Kit will hold up the like rucksack type thing that she has, and she'll open it, and you can see like the glint of the daggers that are tucked into like some clothing and supplies, and then the sword which is in a sheath, and she'll pull that out and she'll hold that up to Carter. Here.
Thank you. Yes, I also packed for a trip. I kind of figured we'd have to at least lay low for a couple of days, and was planning not to go back to my shop for a little while. But it might make sense just to go find this person who wanted to hire you and see what we can learn about the child they want to transport it out of the city, and see if it's the same child we're looking for.
All right. I'm not wearing that, though.
Oh, just in case.
Oh, I could.
Suit yourself.
All right.
Are we
so
all-
what's the plan?
Oh.
Yeah, let's go.
I suggest before you go, you do make a wish. Or a prayer if you prefer. We need more than simple luck to do what we are about to do. And if you have any doubts about what we are about to do, it is best you decide them now.
So, Paec doesn't have any silver, so she's gonna take a bronze shiny out of her pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Jess, you were gonna say something and I cut you off. I'm sorry.
That's right. I was going to say that Kata does toss a silver in there for a wish.
Paec will toss a bronze in there. Or brass, or whatever B stands for.
It's copper. I think copper pennies, silver shillings, gold crowns. Is it? Or is it B?
It's B.
Oh, probably bronze penny. Bronze shiny, copper, silver shiny, gold shiny.
Yeah. Cecily will also throw in a bronze because she doesn't have any
And
silver.
a grip of basil.
Don't forget your grip.
Yep.
It's been a PSA. All
How many
right.
shinies for?
Depends what the grip is of. We discussed this last week.
Different grips are worth different things. We've covered this.
Yep.
For the grip around my neck, Bruce will pay, but not today. Let's go.
All right. So, are you headed straight to the bits? To the address
Unless-
given to Paec?
Yeah.
Yeah, unless Picarin and Cecily seem even like slightly hesitant, then Kit is going to hand each of them one of the daggers. Even though she knows Cecily has that sword, she'll give her the extra dagger as well.
Yeah, we're gonna have too many daggers.
Subtle weapons, but sharp. Be careful.
Yes.
So, we know that Cecily is disguising her sword with the cape. Kata, how are you hiding your sword?
Kata has a lot of like large flowing silks almost, and she does wear like a very loose robe over all of the like silk, like the fine silk cloth that she wears. And she would have traded some of that out for like partial replacements for the pirate gear, but didn't want to change too much. So probably she tried to like lash it to her belt and then tuck it underneath one of the like long, like just a piece of silk, and then put her robe back over it.
Got you. All right. Okie doke. So, you are making your way downtown to the bits. Are you doing this stealthily?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Stealth checks, please.
All
I
right.
imagine we split into two pairs, because 4 people trying to stealth is really difficult. Whereas if we're in 2 pairs, it's slightly easier.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
splitting off, this will be standard. If you all bunch together, this will be challenging.
Oh yeah.
Split it
Maybe
off.
split.
Where is my stealth? There it is. Oh,
Alright.
goodness.
Stealth 58. Come on.
Good lord, I can't roll
Oh
today.
wow.
Oof.
You know what? I'm gonna take a fortune. I'm
Do it.
gonna re-roll that because I'm angry. Come on. There we go.
There it is. All right. Okay. So, you very quietly make your way downtown to where the poor district is, walking fast, faces past, and you are homebound. Not your home, but somebody's home. And you can the district here is a harsh contrast to the market you were in earlier today, Paec. There are nothing more than shacks and lean-tos. There's like ditches in the road where there's like just refuse, and there's people emptying chamber pots into them. You know, there's like mangy looking dogs kicking around the place. You know, there's the sounds of people talking and drinking, and other people shouting at them to shut the fuck up because they've got to go to work in the morning, and there's children crying. But you head to a sort of quieter, slightly better area. It's a bit less shack-like and more just simple housing, and it is a simple sort of one-story wooden house, and you can see through a very janky-looking window, the flicker of a candle, and you hear soft singing.
Is there any way I can look through the window and make sure, like, see who's singing, or do I recognize the voice?
I think you would kind of recognize the voice. It sounds like the young woman who had approached you, but you can easily sort of look through the window, and it's like a window comprised of broken bottles that have been sort of cemented together. So it's a bit difficult to get like a very clear picture, but as you press close, you can see that it's in fact the young woman, and she is cradling a child to her chest, and she's sort of, gently swaying and singing. But she's not dressed for nighttime. She's still in her clothes. And there's something about her sort of general disposition that seems agitated.
Is there a front door and a back door, or just like one door?
It's like one door.
Alright. I will just do a very gentle knock.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure not all four of us are standing outside looking at the door.
Oh yeah, Kata's kind of hiding herself so she doesn't scare this poor person off.
Yeah, I think Kit is watching from across the street. She's very much in protector mode now, and she's just like, all right, I'm just going to watch. I don't need to be involved in this bit.
Yeah, I think Cicely's just watching around. Like, she knows that Paec can take care of herself, just make sure that no one else is looking.
Mm-hmm. You immediately hear the singing stop. And you can hear soft footsteps and the sound of something being picked up as she comes to the door and cracks it open just a little bit. Who is it?
Paec.
Oh, you're here. And she opens the door more fully to you.
Right. Close the door. Close the door behind you.
Shuts the door. I didn't think you were gonna come. I thought you were coming early in the day. I thought you'd...
We ran into some trouble.
What kind of trouble?
I got hit in the head. Long story short.
Are you alright?
I'm fine. There's just... Before this happens, before I take your kid, I do have to ask, how many other people you work with have kids? Is it just you?
There are the women there who have older children, but I'm the only one with a newborn, yes.
Okay. Second. Once we take this kid, you have to forget they ever existed.
I know.
I said before, payment isn't always money. This is the cost. You cannot remember this kid exists. You cannot ever go looking for them. I will take them. I will get them safe. I promise you they will be safe. We'll do whatever it takes to make sure this kid is safe, but you have to promise me that once this kid leaves this house, they never existed. They were never here.
And as you say this, she's just in floods of tears, and she's not outwardly sobbing, but they're just falling down her face, and she holds the baby closer to her chest and just like presses gentle kisses to the top of his head as she nods. For his safety, I'll do that.
Okay. I was never here as well, but that goes without saying.
And she's just nodding. She's not really capable of words.
And I will take the kid.
Okay, so you reach out to take the kid, and she's kind of hesitant. You know, she clutches at him a little bit before she releases him, and like holds his little hand before she lets go.
I had a pack already. It was like I had retrofitted a backpack to be like a what is it? One of those things that you carry a baby in, like on the
Like
back.
like a baby.
I know there's a
thing.
word for it, but like yeah, those. I retrofitted one of my smuggling packs for that. So I just after like looking at the kid and just being like on the inside, going, "Oh God, there is so much more you are going to have to deal with when you grow up, you poor thing." Stuff him in the baby yarn. Put it on my back. Gently
Put the baby in a pocket.
I gently put the baby in the thing I outfitted specifically for a kid.
This is like a big baby for like a
Yes.
someone that small.
It is a very big backpack.
It's like
it's like the size of your torso. This is like a newborn.
Like
It
a like
can't be
a
more than
30
a few-
backpack.
But it's like one of the ones you wear on the back, not like the front ones. But like it's still like it's a big baby for me, and I'm like, oh God. And then I realized I'm gonna hand this off to someone who's taller as soon as I get outside.
Under her breath, saying this is like protect or watch over all of us.
I'm not care for a baby.
And she says to you, she says, his name is Griff. Can he at least have that? He doesn't need to know where it came from.
Okay. Will do.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Look after him, please.
I will. I swear to every god that is out there, I swear on my own life, this kid will be safe. I might be a smuggler, but I do not kill. I do not kill kids.
Thank you. And she's just like, eyes fixed.
And I will leave.
All right. So you sort of gently leave the door, close it quietly. As you do, you hear her begin to just cry from inside the house. She's just breaking down. But you have a child on your back.
I will very quickly go across the street and be like, someone else needs to take this. I'm too small.
Who's taking the baby?
I will
Is it
take
a
it in
human?
well, yeah. That's a very personal question, Carter.
I just
It
meant,
is a
I think it
human.
would. I just meant that I think it might look strange if I were to hold the child, if it's a human child, and we might have to come up with some sort of plan for, you know, who can hold this child and cause the fewest amount of questions based on its appearance.
Well, it's a human. Looks to Cecily.
oh,
The
everyone's
only
like,
human group.
oh, she's just like probably sees like all like,
We can
Oh,
take
no.
it entirely easily. Just keep its ears covered. Most elven
Okay.
ears don't come in for a little while anyway.
all right, just she like awkwardly holds out her hand to her, like do I get
Just sort
the
of,
backpack or do I get like
yeah, you're gonna get the backpack.
oh nice.
Very
Yeah,
well.
she'll just kind of-
Bertrand.
While this is happening, Kit is actually going to go back across the street and knock on the door.
Mm-hmm. And the woman's face peeks out again. Her eyes are just bright red. Hello?
And Kit holds up that necklace just so the ring is like an inch or so from her grip. Do you know what this is?
I do.
Keep it in a safe place, and she'll give it to the woman.
Are you? But she takes it. Thank you, priestess.
We need to keep parts of those we loved with us. And there is a great price for what you have done. Should the worst happen, use this, sell it, whatever you must do, and get out.
I will.
Good, I was never here either. And then Kit offers a small, kind of sad smile.
Yeah.
And kind of
she,
lays
you know,
a hand on the door.
Mm-hmm.
Protect her, watch over this house and those inside of it. They bear the heart of a king.
She sort of, you know, she's very quiet, obviously. She's just had to give her child away. And she just shuts the door.
And she'll kind of just give a signal to Carter that we should get going.
All right. Where are we taking the baby?
To the Abbey, I think. Where we've kind of previously arranged that we would be going there with a child.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm going to need stealth checks. Whoever is holding the baby, this is going to be a challenging test as the baby is roused as he's being jostled around.
All right. Okay. That's me. That's Cecily. So that's going to be a 48.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Anyone for everyone else?
Oh, thank God.
So yeah, stealth checks from everybody if you're being quiet about making it to the Abbey.
Alright, can someone roll for me, please? My target's 60%.
I'll roll for you.
Thank you.
I might use one of our fortune points.
All right, so go for it.
Got an 89.
Oof.
There.
All right, 32 is much better.
I failed by 10. I'm just gonna take it.
All right.
This is what I get for not dressing like a pirate. I'll take it.
This is your punishment.
This is my punishment.
Charlie, if you wouldn't mind, remove one of those misfortune points for me.
Okay.
Oh. No.
Okay, so you make your way quietly to the Abbey, and Cecily, you get like a deep down squished maternal instinct kicks in as the baby starts sort of fussing as you're walking along, but you manage to quiet him and soothe him. But before long, and taking alleyways, back streets, shortcuts, you know, at some point you're on roofs, trying to very quietly and very stealthily make your way to the other end of the city, basically. You arrive at the Abbey, and Sister Faith is waiting to open the door. This is an elderly, sort of shorter woman, and she says, "Oh, hello. I am to understand that you're the people that asked for rooms for the night. Is that correct?"
Oh, yes.
Yes, sister.
Oh, do you have a baby with you? What's their name? Look at them. Oh, look at those little cheeks. And she's like pinching his little cheeks. I'm like,
I would have told them that the baby's name is Griff. I don't know if I'm with y'all right now because I thought we split off or just did a little splitting.
I imagine you sort of like convened again though at the end. Sort of you like back together.
Oh, this is Griff, little baby Griff.
Oh, Griff, that's a lovely name. Big, strong name. He's going to be a big, strong lad, I think.
Yes, sister, and he needs the mother's protection tonight.
I see. All right. Well, come in, dears. It's cold out here. And she sort of ushers you in, and she leads you to... They're quite sparse. They're more like dormitories, but they are covered. They are warm. There are beds. There is some supper available if any of you need some food. And what about the child? Does the child have food? I don't mean to be indelicate, but are any of you this child's mother?
Their mother sadly cannot care for them anymore. I have taken them under my protection.
I see.
Although I am poor to provide for the child.
Well, I'm sure there's something we can find for him.
My friend Kata is an alchemist. Perhaps you may discuss with her the recipes.
Oh, an alchemist. Do you own that store on the marketplace?
Yeah, the one across from the soup kitchen.
Yes. What happened there this morning? You see, I sent one of my sisters there, Sister Eden. She's a lovely, lovely girl, very quiet. She's got a peculiar eyes, just marvelous to look at. I sent her there for a grip of basil this morning, and, well, she never quite returned. And I'm pretty sure I heard gunshots at one point.
Unfortunately, Mr. Eden was there while some thugs came to try to rob the place, try to rough us up. Unfortunately, the shop was damaged pretty heavily. Sister Eden, though, was fine. We managed to get her out before the fighting got too bad, and she went for help. If you haven't seen her since, I'm not sure where she could have gone to.
That is most worrying, but though I'm glad to hear that she wasn't hurt in the thug attack, did you say?
Some burglars or some such.
Oh dear. You know, I thought with that new guard in place that we would see the end of things like that, but perhaps Captain Richter doesn't have his hold on the city as she'd hoped she did. That's cool.
There
In
is
broad
only
daylight.
so much one woman can do.
Oh, that is true. That is true. Even the mother misses things from time to time.
And it is why she is sisters with the Protector.
Rightly she is, priestess.
It's
Now,
hard to
I'll
predict an
stop.
attack like that.
I suppose. Perhaps it was uncharitable of me to say such ill things against the good captain. I'll go see to this supper for you all. Make yourselves comfortable, and I'll find some food for the child.
Thank you, sister.
And
Your
she sort of
hospitality
like,
will be remembered.
and she's just like, yes. So she sort of walks off, and she sort of like hobbles off a little bit in her little hunch.
This is the face killed. Just saying. The great sanctioning is coming.
So she toddles off to get some food, and you have a moment of peace to just stew in today's happenings with the child. And food is brought to you, and you are left alone. Sister Faith has attended her evening prayers. She's put herself in bed, and you are unbothered by the convent's favorite gossip for the rest of the evening. Is there anything you would like to do?
Kato would insist that they set up a sleeping schedule, because even though we've taken sanctuary here, now that she knows who this child is, she doesn't feel willing to trust really anyone outside of this group. So we have to figure out. I can take the first watch, stay awake, make sure no one comes for us in our sleep, and then whoever wants to get up next, I'll wake you so that I can get some sleep. But I don't think we should all be asleep at once. We can't take any chances.
Oh, definitely
I
not.
agree. I would suggest,
Yep.
however, that we sleep in pairs. 2 awake and 2 asleep. It's easy for
a good
one to
idea.
devise things.
Agreed. How about Paec and I take the first shift?
Sounds fine to me.
I am an early riser. This will work.
I can kind of get some rest, get some food.
He's like, oh, I don't want to get up.
Ow.
Don't set an alarm.
Were you in my room this morning, Charlie? That was me. Like, no. Okay, so as Kit and Cecily bed down, a little makeshift Moses basket has been made or procured for Baby Griff, and he takes a little while to settle, but he does eventually drop off. As Kata and Paec, you are the last ones awake. I would like you both to roll me awareness checks, please.
Oh boy.
All right.
These
I
are
need-
standard.
Below 78.
Hey, it's a crit fail again. Wow.
God
this
damn
session's going
right.
great for
So-
me.
I succeeded though.
You sure did. Paec, I think
I'm
what
concussed,
happens-
yo.
you are concussed. And here's the thing, right? The thing you're really not supposed to do when you have a concussion is fall asleep. But the thing you really want to do when you have a concussion is fall asleep. So as Kata is kind of, she maybe stepped out of the room for a minute to just walk up and down the corridors just to stretch her legs and listen. You just catch yourself just nodding off. But Kata, as you make your way into sort of like the cloister, because I imagine it's like in a big courtyard in the middle. It's like an old like Franciscan monk abbey. So there's like a big gardeny courtyard in the middle with like rooms around the outside. You hear in the distance what appears to be bells. Like
Oh,
ding,
no.
ding, ding, ding. And they're getting louder and closer. But these are like big bells, and soon the abbey bells are ringing, and you watch as a couple of the sisters sort of come out of their rooms and look around, confused, as Sister Faith, and she's got a little nightcap on, and she's in her like night dress with a dressing gown sort of pulled half on her. Oh, what's going on? The bells. Who's ringing the bells? What's happening? And she comes up to you. What is happening? Do you know?
No, why are the bells ringing? What do the bells signify?
Well, it's usually either that we're under attack, or there's a fire, or there's something terrible happening in the city. Just 1 second, and you begin to hear the shouts of fire, fire, and a young man comes running up, and he is drenched with sweat, and in sort of like peasant's clothes. He says, the marketplace, one of the stores is on fire, and it's catching. The whole market is going up. We need everybody down there for buckets, and he's just like, is anybody here that can help?
Which store is on fire?
I don't know, it was right on the edge. I think they said it was the apothecary. There was something in it. It just went right up. It exploded, and the soup kitchen's on fire, sisters. I'm so sorry. And all the other stalls, it's all going up.
I have to go. Kata runs back to the room to wake up everyone else. It's time for us to get out of the city.
What is it? What has happened?
It's that racket.
Someone set the apothecary on fire. They're after us.
The what?
The apothecary, what remained of my store, is on fire.
Oh.
I am sorry, Kata. We
It
must
doesn't
go in
matter
the
now.
opposite direction as quickly as we can.
Yeah, we have to get out of the city. They're after us, and to do something that bold, we're in danger. We should never have come to this abbey because we've put them in danger now too.
Let us move quickly. Hopefully they will not figure out this was where we were.
Agreed.
Oh, God.
I will send a very sleepy prayer up to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
And,
as all this chaos is happening, Baby Griff just starts wailing. There's so much noise around him. It's too much for his tiny little baby ears, and he is screaming. And it just adds to the cacophony of sounds.
I
What do
just
we do
grabbed
about
some of the rags from my pack, because apparently I have a bunch of rags, and I'm just gonna make like some makeshift headphones, or like those noise compression headphones, and just make them for Baby Griff. Like,
Just
okay.
wrap his head up.
I'm not gonna wrap the head up because that's dangerous, but I'm just doing the basically the headphones you give babies
Baby headphones.
for like fireworks. Those doing that for the baby.
Okay, so you
Try to
sort of
dampen it.
put things over his ears, but he's got himself worked up at this point. Little bottom lip's gone, the whole 9 yards.
Do I remember the song that the mom was singing? Can I recall that?
Okay, let's is there a check for that sort of thing?
Does the system have a memory?
Yeah. Is there a memory check? Oh my god, let's have a look.
Oh,
Do you know what? I'll have you instead roll a charm check. See if you can calm down this baby.
Charm the baby. Oh god.
Charm the babble.
Oh no, that's not one of my good skills. Apparently I can, never mind.
So as you sort of put earmuffs over him, and you sort of gently sort of rub his chest and bounce him and soothe him, you hum a tune that you think is maybe close to the one the mother was humming, and he can't hear it because he's got the stuff over his ears, but he feels it, and he begins to quieten down.
all right. Suzu's gonna look at Kit and just says, "We can't go out the front. Is there a side? Is there another way out of here?"
I imagine there is at least one exit through the kitchens and another through the back. You should all go that way. I'll go the front way. Try and lead anyone who's watching the building in a different direction.
Okay, where do we meet up?
Somewhere beyond the city. I believe there is a coach house on the road.
All right, coach house it is then.
We'll meet you there.
Don't do anything.
Be careful, friends.
Kit and Kato will walk up and stand close to her and place a hand on her shoulder. Take care of yourself. I expect to see you at the coach house.
And I expect to see you too, friend.
Until then.
Now go. And she'll kind of squeeze your hand, and the other hand goes to that dagger, and she'll just slowly slide it out and discreet it kind of up her sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of sticks out a little bit oddly, but it's at least going to be quicker if it's in hand.
Yeah. There's definitely a way you could hold it where you can get quick access to it if you needed it.
And she's going to go towards the front doors.
Okay, so, I think then perhaps Sister Faith shows you a way out that's a more discreet exit of the Abbey. And she tells you to, be careful. The ground here is treacherous, but you should be able to move unhindered. I can't speak for getting out of the city walls. They are, as you know, quite heavily fortified, and Captain Richter is, thorough. But the mother watch over you, and that poor boy.
I'm hoping
I guess the baby backpack.
I hope the fire will be enough of a distraction that the walls will be maybe less guarded than usual.
Be safe. And as you all make your respective different ways out of the Abbey, heading out into the dark night as Kata's store goes up in flames, that is where we will end our session for tonight.
I feel like the person from Avatar who's just like, my cabbages!
Your shop! Oh.
It's just constantly a store.
Also, I imagine that no one that's playing out should smell the fumes coming off this fire. It's probably real bad.
Oh no! Oh yeah, it is highly toxic.
There's gonna
I
be
bet half the city can high on the fumes coming out of this.
Oh yeah.
I think the fire is like a green color because of the
It's
stuff.
the green or blue.
The fire is bigger than they expected. It's like, we're just gonna light the pot. It's like, oh no.
Whoops.
I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find the arsonist because they'll have no eyebrows.
At the very least.
As part of the end of our show, we have a poll for you all to take a part in. This poll is to determine who gets extra corruption, unless the GM tells me she would like something else.
No, we'll just give it's 1 point of corruption.
All right.
Just the one. But who's
So a
deserving
reminder,
of
it's exclamation point vote space and then the number of your choice. 0 for Kit, 1 for Paec, 2 for Carter, and 3 for Silly. So while that is going on, let's go around, see what everyone's favorite part of today was and where we can find you on the internet. And let's begin with the wonderful Mackenzie. How are you doing,
Oh,
Mac?
hi. I'm fine. I both threatened a child and also took care of a child today. Maternal instincts are weird. Paec has some weird maternal instincts that she has to work out. Anyways, I'm Mackenzie Lane Day on Twitter. I am a tabletop role-playing game online content creator. You can find me on a bunch of streams here on Encounter Roleplay, over on Scraticus Academy, and over on the Greyhawk channel. I'm also in a couple of podcasts, and I'll have some things being published on DM's Guild and Itch.io very soon. I'm so happy that you let me threaten a 13-year-old today. That was so much fun. I also feel bad, but man, was that fun.
And Jess, how are you doing today?
I mean, better now that we're ending an episode not like half dead. So that's an improvement, I guess. Although I don't like that my shop was set on fire. I feel like that was unnecessary. I feel like I'm maybe being targeted by someone. Susie?
I mean, I feel like we did call last week that this was what was going to happen. We were like, well, we didn't kill them, so they're definitely going to burn the shutdown.
That's true.
So what was your
this
favorite
was a lot
part
of fun.
today? Apart from us not being half dead at the end.
Yeah, probably that for sure. I don't know, maybe that we're all finally like working together and having to trust each other. I like that we're sort of like coming together and moving forward. I like that we're rescuing a kid because maybe some of us are not the best people. I'm talking about me specifically. Kata is not the best people, but I'm glad that we're rescuing a child and getting them out of the city. You can find me on Twitter at RightJustR. You can find all of the streams and podcasts and DM's Guild stuff that I do on my website, rightjust.com.
Awesome. So please do go and check that out. Jess will probably throw some links in chat so you can go and find those. And Shauna, how are you today?
Doing good. Shauna, Flying Cirrus on Twitter. I have all the art and the games, and especially this week, I am going to be part of the monthly. The monthly. What was it? What's the
Meat
thing?
grinder.
Yes, my brain just like locked up a little bit.
I actually
The monthly meat
just got super
grinder.
distracted because we just had a raid from the wonderful Ascension Stories. Thank you so much for that raid, Ascension Stories. We are just wrapping up our Zweihander game, but I'm going to have a look for somewhere where we can go and raid after this. We're just discussing our favorite bits of today and where you can find us on the internet. So monthly meat grinder will be on Saturday. And Shauna will be taking part. Susie's in it, I'm in it, and Will Jones is in it. So bring the coin and see if you can get him killed nice and early. I mean, support him.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shauna. What were your favorite parts today?
Yeah, we are apparently okay at taking care of a child. Everyone's got pretty good at that. And yeah, I'm actually a little more scared of Sister's a little more scared of Sister Kit. So from the taking care of Paec at the beginning, so everybody has scary things. Everyone's gonna be afraid of everything. Oh.
You're muted, Charlie.
And Susie, while I was doing my little shout out over there, what was your favorite part of today and where can we find you and all of that good stuff?
Oh geez, it was either the waterboarding of an unconscious person, or it was Paec's intimidation of a very scared 13-year-old.
Look, Paec cares when they're a baby, but like once they hit like 12, it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, fuck them.
Fuck you.
I feel like this was a real good episode, and like, like was said earlier, I'm glad everybody's working together now. We're all together. Because Paec's had the plot for like 3 episodes, and she's only just told people what's going on. So I'm really interested to see how you guys are going to go looking after that sweet little babu. What troubles and terrors await you? What will remain of Carter's store and whoever might have been in it at the time? What? Not that I'm targeting you or anything, Jess. This feels really targeted, but it's not.
It feels extremely targeted.
I know who's getting picked on the meat grinder on Saturday. Jess is coming in.
I mean, most of us don't have property that can be burned up, so.
There, not wrong.
I narrowly avoided John today.
John.
John.
But yeah, I'm Susanna Grace, otherwise known as Susie. You can find me all over the internet at Susanna Grace, which is right down there. Look at that. You can, I have a pinned tweet that has my schedule on, but you can see me tomorrow on RPG Webby at 8 p.m. BST, which is 3 p.m. Eastern, for After the Fire, in which I play a sweet 13-year-old girl who's in a lot of trouble in a Song of Ice and Fire. I can't wait to see what terrible things happen to her tomorrow. And then, as Charlie said, find me on the monthly meat grinder on Saturday. And please kill me early because I've got work on Sunday, so I can't stay up too late. That's all I'm saying.
So there is that plead. If you want to bring the blood, if you want to bring the chaos, we will be live on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern until 7 p.m. Eastern with the wonderful Jonathan Fry DMing in our monthly meat grinder. But we will be back before then because we will be back tomorrow for Unhallowed Metropolis Des Curios at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's about 9 p.m. UK if I'm thinking correctly. And they are having all sorts of fun. So I shall leave you now with the trailer for that show, and we shall go and have a little raid. I think Pro is still live, so we will go over there. So until we see you again, try not to roll too many ones because we want to be there laughing when you do. Good night, everyone.